Hello everyone, and welcome to the return of career mode. You can see that we are in Korea for the race. Of course, we did have qualifying quite a few weeks ago now. There's been quite a bit of a gap between the two videos, particularly over one race weekend, supposedly. It's been quite a few weeks, but of course we've had a lot of content in the meantime. Things like race reviews and stuff have kind of got in the way. We're back now with career mode. It's going to carry on now as well as it did before. Well, actually, there's going to be a few tweaks to the format, but I'll get into that a little bit more when we start the race. So flicking through the setup there, fairly standard setup, not too advanced. I will be making them a bit more advanced, more like my league race setups when we get there. But so picking on lap 6 then, going for cautious fuel strategy, and of course still thrashing my teammate. Also driving a Force India. I'd have forgotten that, it's been so long. I'm on 4th on the grid there, so Fernando Alonso then my championship rival, alongside me in 3rd place. I'm currently leading the Drivers' Championship by a little way to Alonso. Something like around 70-80 points, I think, somewhere around there. But anyway, we're on the grid now, so 4 lights, 5 lights building on the revs then, and they're out and we're away then, so straight to Mr. Minimus. Moose been doing it very well, too well in fact. I had to get on a little bit of curves in first gear, don't you do that? Tyres already quite worn then, you see it all braking very late for the first corner, they're right through the inside, or inside of Alonso rather, and the outside of Webber, so straight through the middle of the two. Very good first corner there, but now we've got a chance from Vettel well, so we've got a bit of a run on them using the rest of my curves in the slipstream right on the outside then. We'll be the outside in this next corner, so alongside him down this straight. So up through the gears then, it looks like I'm already along. Yeah, I'm alongside him, halfway long. And actually I'm full car length ahead, so all I need to do now is get it slowed down for this next corner, but no, I brake myself. No, completely I brake myself right off the track. Look at that. Miles off the track. Completely I brake myself there. I need to get on as quick as I can. Oh, I blocked Hamilton a bit there, but all fair. I did dive back on the track, but I didn't dive back on too far. He could have avoided me. You would have seen me coming there, so if he was a human, he would have avoided me, but there we go. So, I brake very late there. One right on the inside of Alonso, so can I get him? He's had to run a bit wide, and can I get the power down? I can indeed, so I'm ahead of him. That was a bit of a surprise manoeuvre. It did surprise me when I drove it as well, actually, if I'm being honest. I just started braking at my normal point and saw that Alonso braked so early, I thought I'd have a go at the inside, since I, generally speaking, I've got a better race pace than me. If I do recall correctly from a couple of weeks ago, I could have got pole position on this track just about with a perfect lap. But Webber blocked me, didn't he? I was right. Into the last sector, last couple of corners. But still, I was in the lead. I've unfortunately fallen back now to 2nd place, but Vettel rather ahead of me is not in the championship, so I'm not too worried about him, to be honest. He can do a Vettel and escape down the road for all I care. As I run wide there though, get some grass on my tyres. That's not good. See on the right hand side though, my tyres are already actually really quite worn. Must have done quite a few laps in qualifying. As Alonso's quite close behind me now. As I run a bit wide though with the grass on my tyres, and I'm having to run right out wide. Look how close he is to me. Wow, and he's had to back out of it. Of course, I was just trying to stay on the track, and he's been attacked a little bit by the McLaren there. Hamilton, I think it is. Yes, it is. He's outbraked him. So I brake nice and early and don't want to be running wide like I did before. As he went a bit wide there, and that's giving me a little bit of breathing space. So Hamilton's managed to get Alonso behind. I'm still in 2nd place. You can see top left there. 2nd is my target anyway. So it's not too bad. Hopefully can't gain enough for me to overtake me. No, nowhere near. Alonso's having a go at Hamilton again though, by the looks of it. So can I get it all stopped? Yep. Nice and comfortably this time. Was all over the curb though, and Alonso's managed to get Hamilton back, so I believe Hamilton's quite close behind Alonso in the championship, but as I said, I've got a little bit of gap to either of them, so I'm not too bothered. Vettel already 3 seconds ahead. Look at that, no chance of catching him, I don't think. It's just too quick. This Force India was just too slow. Can't do anything about it. And you can see by Di Resta's performance, I think he scored 1 point all season, so you see just by his performance that it's not a quick car. Look on the mini-map. The yellow dot is my teammate Paul Di Resta, and look at that, he's right at the back of the midfield pack, I think. Looks like, yep, last in the midfield, guys. The only guys behind him are the newer teams, Caterham. Skip back a couple of years there when they used to be called Lotus. Caterham, Marussia, and HRT, of course. So it just shows the speed of this car. So I've done very well to get it anywhere near the podiums and the wins, but I've had quite a few wins this season. Some of them in Caterham, of course. So I did purple, as to be expected, with a standing start last lap. Alonso's pretty close behind me now. Just half a second back. He hasn't got DRS yet, so I'm not expecting too much trouble from him. So this is probably a good time to tell you about my new career mode format then. So in the past I've done 1 video for qualifying, 1 video for the race. Generally speaking, they're a week apart, so I would do, say, qualifying on a Saturday, and the race would be the following Saturday. But since I've realised that we're only really going to get this season in, someone's very close behind me there, we're only really going to get this season in, perhaps 1 or 2 races the next season, so it's going to be a bit pointless really. Might as well give up the end of the season. Instead of doing that, I'm going to edit them down, and I'm also going to include more than 1 race weekend in a video. So It'll basically mean that I'm going to edit down much like I do with the league races, so edit them down just to the highlights. It will still sort of be extended highlights, so it'll probably be about half or so the length of a full 25% race. This is a full 25% race, by the way. So it'll be about half the length for this. And of course qualifying will be there as well, so I'll probably include 3, maybe 4 races per video, so that'll mean that we'll get the end of this season and the beginning of, well actually all of the next season should do hopefully before F1 2013 is released, which of course is when I'll move on to the next game and start career mode all over again. So, and I've also already decided, presuming they offer it me, hopefully they do, my car for next season. I'll go back to the Caterham. I think it should be pretty competitive since I've scored so many points from early in the season. So it should be a pretty competitive car, probably just as competitive as Force India to be honest. Of course I'm going to start using advanced setup as I mentioned before, so hopefully I should be in the hunt for wins every single race. Also be quite nice to see how they get on in terms of my teammate, see if he can score a few points as well in what was a backmarker car. So it should be interesting, and you can sometimes suffer the, they call it the career tier bug, whereby basically if you was to stay in the Caterham for your whole career, you would make it more or less impossible to beat your teammate. So your teammate is say a second a lap quicker than you, and that's with you getting a very good lap, so there's no chance. So your car pretty much stays the same as it was when you started, but your teammate's car gets upgraded, basically what happens. So I obviously wanted to avoid that. And that can also happen when you change mid-season like I've done with Force India. But that's why I'm going back to Caterham, because I don't think it will happen if I move back to them from being with them before, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out next season anyway. Should be a good season. I've now got DRS, but I used all my curves to be able to stay ahead of him, which I've managed. And I managed to get it all slowed down nicely now for that corner after that first lap drama. It's actually out of practice a little bit. Of course, I haven't really raced on this circuit. Usually I would do my practice. Quite often I would do quali and the race on the same day and just save the recording for the next week for you guys. Sometimes I wouldn't, depending on how much time I got. If I haven't got much time, I would save the race for the next week, but even so, it's still relatively short. Only a week between the two, so I'm well practiced, but of course this, I hadn't done the race, so I did the race a couple of days ago, so it has literally been a few weeks between me racing on this track. And it would have been okay since I've done a league race, but in career mode they've just got such lack of grip. It really has, especially compared to online equal cars. It's got no grip, just understeers, not even any straight line speed. It's just horrible, horrible feeling. It's like having really worn tyres all the time in online mode. It's, yeah, it's not pretty at all. So we're running a bit wide there though. To go right down to second gear to bring the car back in, force it to turn in, force the rear wheels to, I'm not sure what the word is, to underspin, I guess. To spin not quite fast enough for track, which of course forces the car to twist and turn in. It's a good technique, particularly in the long corners like that. If you're running a little bit wide, works quite well in places like China turn 1 where it's a very, very long corner. If you're running a bit wide, just jam it down another gear and force the car to turn in a little bit more. I'm just getting on me loads there. I think I must use some curves out of that final corner. But probably just get a better exit thinking about it. Oh, as it gets some oversteer though, that's not going to help. I'm going to rich end, I'm going to have to use all my curves. It's going to be very close behind me with the DRS. Got some oversteer on the exit, that's what's pushed me, but I think I'm still going to be just about far ahead enough. Starts getting on me now, here he comes. He's in the middle of the circuit just in case, but no, he's too far back. As, oh no, I've outbraked myself, and oh, looks like I got a bit of a shove there, didn't I? I didn't, since Alonso was a little way behind me, but I was outbraked myself anyway, but then looks like I got a shove, but I don't think I did. But anyway, we're back on the track now, so I've lost quite a few places there. It's not good, as Webber's alongside me. Hoping to outbrake him into this next corner. And oh, actually I'm going to have a go at Schumacher. Oh, a little bit of contact there, but he left the door open. Braked very early, and that's allowed Webber through as well. Don't really care about that. 2 McLarens are now in front of me. Hamilton and Button also run a bit wide there. And again, as we found out of Vettel, I don't think I've got the race pace to actually keep up with them. I can only do it by holding them back. So unfortunately, I think that means they're going to pull away from me, but I'm due to pit next lap anyway. You see there by me selecting my tyres, that means I'm going to pit this lap.
For next pit stop.
So just double checking that they've got the right tyres ready for me when I do pit. Because as I said, there's no chance. Someone I think invites me to play that. And I had to meet my friends, look at that. Bit of a glitch there. My recording software does that. It makes a checkered type style for some reason on all Steam overlays. It's a little bit strange, but there we go. Someone now on Rich, just trying to stay with them as much as I can. I think I'm probably going to have the advantage on these new set tyres when I get them on, despite the fact being the prime and slower. They'll be, of course, a lot newer since these tyres are so on. You can see there, they're pulling away from me. Look, can't do anything about it. More or less a second now. Probably wouldn't even quite get DRS. So I think it's the right choice to come into the pits. So I keep it tight now, come right in. Try not to cut the corner too badly, but I couldn't resist a little bit. Since I'm slower anyway. I can resist a little bit, as I said, but I've seen people cut it right across. almost as if it's all tarmac and you can do whatever you want. Cut right across the grass. I didn't do it that badly, but there we go. So in the pits now then. 3.8 second stop, not bad at all. Top guys might be, say, a second quicker than that, but not too much quicker. So we're now on lane, and my teammates only just gone through, so 3.92, get a good outlap. Oh, that's not the good way to start it though, at all. That was a terrible start. And right out wide, couldn't get on the throttle. Again, that was because I hadn't practiced the pit exit on this track on career mode for a few weeks. I was in online race mode there. As I said, with the league races, you get a lot more grip. So that would have been a perfect exit there, pretty much, if it was a league race, or if it was an online equal cars, but unfortunately, as I said, this car just hasn't got a lot of grip, so it didn't work out like that, unfortunately. As the rest there ahead of me, he's fallen off the back of the packlet, so he's really got no pace. It just shows this car is just slow in this track. Not sure what it is. But still, so 12.9 seconds then. That needs to be probably about 12 seconds if I've got any chance of catching up the guys in front of me. So it's 12.9 then. So hopefully I can push. I'm still on Rich. A couple of laps spare. I've managed to save it, which is good, because I'll need it now to try and push and get ahead of him again. As I said, that's my only chance of being able to overtake him, really. If they come out ahead of me in the pits, and pretty much that's it. As I said, Alonso and Hamilton are both my championship rivals. They both were ahead of me before we came to the pits, so I could do a beating them if I can. We'll see. So coming towards the end of the second sector now then. We'll see what the time is going to be. 12.9, so I think it was 12.9 before, wasn't it? So I haven't gained any, which is not good. It means I did the equivalent lap as I did on my in lap. Of course my tyres aren't warm yet, but even so, I need to be gaining ideally. I'm still been pushing hard. I should gain in the final sector. We won't know because obviously I dived into the pits just about now. But there was a few people in the pits, including Alonso. Someone's ahead of Alonso by the looks of it. Yes, someone's ahead of Alonso. It must be one of the McLarens. Let's see. Going to be appearing in front of us. There they are. Yes, it's a McLaren. Who is it? It's Button. As I'm really close behind him, not quite ahead of him, but oh, a bit of oversteer there. Right, I need to overtake him now. It's now or never. You're going to use all my cars, I should think, in the slipstream. I'm not. I'm going to use half my cars. Interestingly, I obviously gather. Oh, I thought I was going to DRS as well. I didn't quite manage that, but I've been in the slipstream. Coming on the outside now then, and yes, I'm ahead of him. Move back out of it now. Which he does indeed. As long as I get it all slowed down, which I can, yes. That's what I needed to do. It was a couple of times that I ran off the track. Use the rest of my cars now just to pull over and make sure I've got the move done, so that's that done. But I'm only in ninth. There's still a few people to get to pit. There's a guy right out in the lead there. I wonder if that's Vettel. It's either Vettel or it's the other McLaren. I haven't seen him yet. Hamilton. Where is he? So I'm ahead of everyone now that got past me after I made that mistake. But not Hamilton. Unless he's fallen right back, but I shouldn't imagine so since Button pitted. I suspect he's waiting another lap to pit to avoid stacking in the pits. Nobody wants to see that. So let's have a look then on the mini-map to see who pulls into the pits. First car doesn't, interestingly. Possibly the back marker then. We'll see. These next two cars I should think will. Let's have a look. Yep, first one does. And the second one does. So one of them was Hamilton, I should think. So I need to push hard then, still pushing very hard indeed. Got it on rich fuel. Seeing if I can't overtake him. It's more likely now because his tyres would have been very worn on his in-lap. And I would have been quicker because my tyres would have warmed up, so I should hope I can do it. Since when I last saw them, the two McLarens were very close together. As he's coming out the pits now, look, it's going to be close though. It's not going to be as easy as I thought it might be. And similar situation to what it was, a Button there. Was a lot inside wheel slightly. And I managed to get a little bit better exit, no oversteer, but I'm further back. I'm going to have to use all my cars, I think, on this one. Which I do indeed, in the slipstream. Trying to desperately gain them quite a way back, but hopefully I can do it. Getting loads of speed on them. Oh, look at that. Slipstream helped me a lot. And yes, from the outside. So all I need to do now is not outbrake myself. Feel back out of it. Can I get it all slowed down? Yes, I can. Look at that. Second place. Oh, that was close, wasn't it? A couple of good overtaking manoeuvres were needed there. Through my mistakes, I should have been in the lead this race, and judging by how I can hold the guys behind me off, I probably should have been in the lead, and I probably would have won the race. But there we go. Things happen. But I'm still pretty happy with second place. As I said, Vettel isn't really fighting with me for the championship. I'm not even sure if he's in with a mathematical chance anymore, but he's certainly not in with a probable chance. No, neither is anyone else. It's about, like I said, it's about 70 or 80 points. Also, the difference. There's 5 races left, including this one. So after this race, there'll be 4 and a maximum of 100 points available. So it's very unlikely that anyone else other than me is going to win this championship, which is a fantastic feat if I do say so myself. Started the season on a Caterham, won a few races. Of course, moved to Force India, a more competitive team, but As you can see by DRS's performance, certainly not an ultra competitive team, and to win, we've won quite a few races. It's not bad at all. So 3/10 up then on my previous. This Vettel's, yeah, 10 seconds or so ahead now, so miles ahead. No chance of catching him whatsoever. Hamilton's actually dropped back from me a little bit there on his outlap. Across cold tyres. So 2/10 up, 42.6. So I feel like that's a pretty good lap. Now on fuel, bouncing over the curb there. Wasn't a perfect first corner. It's 1.3 to Hamilton, so I've escaped his DRS this lap at least. Just about. So we come through the gears now then, so lap 9 of 14, just 5 laps left to go. 6 including this one, I believe. So there's a lot of inside wheel there, slightly pushed me a little bit wide right out onto the curb, but not too bad. So Hamilton's gained on me there, he'd probably get DRS on me for the next lap. But he's not really me massively, is he? So I don't think I'm miles off the pace. I mean, I'm not exactly on the pace, but I don't think I'm catastrophically off the pace. I think maybe half a second a lap or so. So it could certainly be worse. So I seem to be driving pretty well, other than those couple of mistakes. Seem to be driving pretty well. As I said, those mistakes were just down to lack of practice, really. It is a tricky braking zone anyway into that tight hairpin. But lack of practice meant I ran wide twice. Don't usually make the same mistake twice, but both times I believe I was looking behind me to see where the car behind was and just missed my braking point, unfortunately. As I said, I've recovered pretty much as well as I could have done. Would have been nice to get the win, but I'll be happy with the second place if I can maintain this. Hamilton's certainly very close behind me. He's only 7/10 now, so he's not letting up. 10.3 to Vettel now, so yeah, he's definitely pretty much got the win in the bag, hasn't he? There's someone in the pits there, I think it must be a back marker. As Vettel's managed to cruise past him nice and easily. He's just stopping now, so certainly back marker of his pits that far down the pits. Hamilton's very close behind me now, only 4/10, so he's definitely going to get DRS in this lap. There's a back marker just coming out of the pits there, he doesn't get in my way. He's not too bad, no, it's okay. He's actually going to give a bit of slipstream, not a lot, but a little bit. I have to use all my cars now. Oh, Hamilton backs out of it because of the back marker. Got lucky with that one, he was very close behind me. Hamilton's done a 41.9, pretty quick, but as I said, in about 7/10 or so that is. If that turns out to be the fastest lap of the race, 7/10 off the fastest lap is not bad at all. So, once again, I brake a little bit late there. Locked me inside wheel, run a bit wide. It's got a bit of a gap to Hamilton. That'll fix me up for the end of this lap. But at the end of the lap, I've got to worry when he gets DRS on me. He's only half a second though. So very close indeed. So 10th up. So it's a decent lap from me. 10th up in my previous lap. Just on optimal fuel then, so I've got to be a little bit careful with my fuel. Don't want to be using rich too often, otherwise I'll wind up on -1 and have to go on lean, and then he might be able to get me, so I need to be a little bit careful with my fuel. Of course, I'm having to use rich then for that in lap and the two out laps, effectively the 2 laps after I pitted, in order to gain this position. It was worth it, but of course it meant I'm now reasonably marginal on fuel. As Hamilton looks like he might be dropping back a little bit, not a lot, another couple of tenths perhaps. So let's have a look. So, yeah, 8 tenths. Yeah, 10th or 2 back, further back than what he was last lap, so that's because I'm 2 tenths up, look, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. So come down around the final corner. So I pretty much nailed that now. I was struggling a little bit with high fuel in the beginning, as he's a little bit further back now, so hopefully I should be relatively safe with DRS. Still definitely going to get it, only 6 tenths back, but we should have a good first corner, and I should be alright. Yeah, pretty much nailed that. Gonna go to Rich and use all my cars, I think, just in case. Actually, he's pretty close behind me. I think he must have had a very good first corner. Yes, look at that. It's not bad. And yeah, he's gaining on me massively. I'm gonna have to go to the inside here, just in case. This is right alongside me, but no, get back out of it. As long as I don't outbrake myself. Nope, I'm actually all slowed down. Just have to get hard on the throttle there. You heard the revs peaking there, hitting the rev limiter against the wheel spin. Just desperately trying to get out of the corner so he can't get into the next corner, but I've managed it. 3 tenths it is then the gap. I was 2.5 tenths up. That's probably because for using all of my curves, I should imagine. So it's a pretty good first sector for me, but Hamilton still managed to beat it. It's only 3 tenths back, so he was all, well, did get alongside me, didn't he, virtually? He just backed out of it, so next lap, if he manages to get a bit closer, he'll probably be well alongside me, if not ahead of me, so I need to be very careful now. This is by no means guaranteed. The McLaren seems faster than the Ferrari in DRS. With DRS, rather. So reason to worry for my second place. I actually put out a little bit of gap now to the guy behind me. That must be Button, I think. Put out a bit of a gap to him, interestingly. But I don't think that'll be there for long once I start holding Hamilton up. He's half a second back now then, so a couple of tenths better than last lap. So he's definitely going to have DRS unless he makes a mistake. But I shouldn't think he will. Yeah, I don't really tend to make mistakes, unfortunately. I think they should make a few more mistakes, not, you know, not spinning or anything like that, but minor mistakes. Running a bit wide, locking the wheel, that sort of thing, which happens a lot in real life, because he's only half a second back, but he's getting on me massively down this pit straight. I think this must have been where he gave it last time. Oh, I've run a bit wide there though. Missed my apex slightly, not a lot. It's nothing, it had been half a tenth or a tenth, but that might all be all that counts. I'm using all of my curves to try and stay away from him, but no, he's not actually in my slipstream, but he's very close still. So yeah, look at that, he's going to be right alongside me, look at that. He's flown past me, he's passed me, I'm going to have to get it done and braking. So I'm alongside him, that'll be good enough, and get it all slowed down. Yeah, that's fine, he's backed out of it. Saw that the gap was going to disappear. That's allowed me to pull away as well down this next straight, so he was past me there. Definitely, wasn't he? I did have to outbrake him a little bit to get the position back, but his front wing was definitely ahead of mine. So do need to be a bit careful here. Only 4 tenths difference across the last line. 11.4 to Vettel now. At 12 of 14, so 3 laps left, including this one. So not long now. That's 2 more DRS zones. There's only twice more I need to defend against him, really, because the rest of the lap is nowhere near me, is he? He's too flowing this circuit, as I correctly predicted actually before we even raced on this track. Back in, when was it? 2010? Or 2011? Can't remember. One of them, I predicted that this track would be a driver's circuit, as in the drivers would quite enjoy it, but it shouldn't be much overtaking despite the long straights. And I was indeed correct. The drivers quite enjoyed it. Unfortunately, there wasn't much overtaking just because of this couple of sectors here. They're too high speed, too flowing. There's no really chance for the driver to get too close. You can maintain a gap like Hamilton's doing to me right now, but just can't get close, unfortunately. There's of course still some overtaking, particularly with DRS, because the straights are so long, but not a lot else. So it's Hamilton's only 4 tenths back now, so even closer than last lap. I need to have an absolutely amazing first corner to have any chance. It's been pretty good. Yeah, needs to get hard on the throttle, which I managed. Oh, a bit of oversteer though. That's cost me a little bit of time, half a tenth maybe, if that. But now he's even closer. Look at that. I've used all my curves. I'm on rich mixture. Can't do a lot else. I'm sticking right to the inside. He actually got on the grass a little bit there, right next to the walls. Oh, he's miles on past me. Like I have to outbrake him. Just about managed it. I think. Oh, he tries to turn on me there. Bit of contact, but I have to leave a bit of room this time. And I'm still managed to stay ahead. That was closer. He was definitely ahead of me there. All 4 of his wheels were ahead of all 4 of my wheels. He's a bit closer now though. He's gaining on his slipstream, but I'm not going to bother defending it. I know he's not going to pin it up the inside of this corner. Fortunately, I've learned the traits of the AI now, making it a bit easier for battling. But hopefully main thing they need to improve for next year, I'd say, with the AI, as I've mentioned before, is just stopping them from backing out when they're alongside you, when their car's half alongside you, so when their front wings sort of level with your side pod, your air intakes, cooling ducts, whatever they're called, on the front of the side pods. When their front wings back there, they should definitely not back out of it, but they do at the moment. Unless their front wings ahead of your front wing, they back out of it, unfortunately. So hopefully they improve that for next season. And I think other than that, yeah, I am not far off perfect, to be fair. They are very good this season. A little bit of speed wouldn't go amiss, particularly in places like Monaco, where I managed to go on pole, I believe, in a Caterham by quite a way as well, by over a second. So it's just not possible. I want to be like a real Formula 1 driver, where in a Caterham you get an absolute perfect lap, you're still back in something like 17th. Like real Formula 1 driver's face. That's what I want. I want to only be able to do what my car can give me, really. More incentive than to move up the field. Hamilton's very close, only 4 tenths once again, so I need to have a very good first sector. First corner, rather. So I'll lock my inside wheel slightly, but it's okay. Means I don't get any wheel spin, which I've managed just about. Using my curves, I've pulled up a bit more of a gap on this time, I think. So I should be just about safe. So you'll open his DRS now, I believe. I'm on -1, I'm going to have to go to lean, but I'm not going off Rich at the moment because he's right alongside me again. Look at that, he's flying past me, he's going to be past me again. No, not as far as last lap though, so I should be okay. So I'm going to get it all slowed down, which I have. And yes, it's ran a bit wide there, so we've done that. Should be me getting second place unless I make a mistake. Fingers crossed. Like I mentioned a second ago, but I want to only be able to do what the car can do. Might sound a bit strange, because it is obviously fun winning in a Caterham and such like, but it takes away the edge of wanting to move up the teams, and of course it means I actually don't want to move up the teams. If I was in a McLaren, if I can win a World Championship in a Caterham and a Force India, I certainly don't want to be in a McLaren. I'd win every race pretty much. That'd be boring for me and you. So I want to be in a slower team where it's a challenge. That shouldn't have to mean that I've got to go to a backmarker team. Just better let the AI challenge me for the championship. There we go, so that 14 and 14 now then. Final lap, half a lap left to go. Vettel's miles in front, look at that. Typical Vettel win. 13.4 seconds. Miles ahead as I'm a thousandth up, so pretty consistent. Half a second to Hamilton, but I'm not too worried about that. He's not going to get me over the line, I shouldn't think. So I've now gone to standard fuel as well. Went to lean for a while to make sure I had enough fuel, and I've now gone to rich. I went to lean for longer than I could have done, but oh, -1. That's, don't want that to happen. That should be alright. Finish line's coming up. I do actually run out of fuel, but the finish line's here, so I'm okay. Second place then for me in Korea. I did pass there. So Alonso was down in 7th in the end. The rest down in 17th. Look at that. Told you the 14 was slow. So some McLaren skims past me there. Second place there, confirmation. I'm at 42.6, only 3/10 off that was fastest lap. And of course, clean race completely. So perhaps I wasn't as slow as it might have seemed. But still, fantastic race. You see that? I'm first in the Drivers' Championship. Hamilton is now second. 86 points behind with 4 races remaining, so maximum of 100 points available. So in theory, he could still win it, but it's pretty unlikely as Forcing now in 7th. 119 points. Caterham still ahead, 174 points. So I should think we're probably still just about on track. Forcing just about on track to overtake Caterham, I should imagine. Fingers crossed. There we go, as we see some celebrations there. Pointing of the finger, raising of the arms. Happy days. Vettel punches the air there. So there we go. That was the return of career mode. As I said, the next video will be probably the final 4 races, I should think, all into one big video. I will edit them down, of course, so it's not too big, but that's how it's going to be. And hopefully that'll be up in probably about 2, maybe 3 weeks, I should imagine. A little while. Give me a chance to upload some different videos. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.